Oh, hello. How are we getting on, guys? Hope you're all well. Um, yeah, beautiful day down here today, and I've done something a little bit special today. I was down. A guy who lives very close to me. Um, he's originally from Sri Lanka. He came over here to work. Um, met his partner George, and he got his citizenship today. And honestly, it was so nice that lots of people in the village came down to say congratulations, and he was so pleased and happy. It was nice. He's made to feel a part of the community, which he is. I mean, obviously he is, but it was just nice, the pictures of him getting his citizen certificate and stuff, and yeah, it was really nice day. Um, yeah, just beautiful. So anyway, big shout out to Asanta and George, and hope everything really works out for you guys. So anyway, doing something a bit topical. This is a bit topical. We will, yeah, this is Mackmyra Intelligens. Mackmyra Intelligens, artificially intelligent produced whiskey. Nice to see there's some intelligence involved. Most of the time, there's not that much. Joke, joke, folks. Don't cancel me. Zuckerberg, all them guys. Don't put me out. No. Um, this is supposedly made with artificial intelligence. I have to read this. It's powered by Microsoft Azure. I know what that is. I talked out about Windows 10. And what it did was it took 70 million recipes and then predicts what the customers would like. Now, it's overseen by the master blender, Angela Dorazzo. Dorazzo, I hope I pronounced that right. Dorazzo. Um, is recipes the right word? Because it doesn't feel like the right word, in that um, I mean, it has to go through an industrial process, which has an effect on the flavour. So a recipe for whiskey's not doesn't feel like the right word. But it took 70 million of them anyway. Um, is there 70 million different permutations that have been produced that depend on customers? I don't know. It's very complicated. That's why we leave it in machines. We're too stupid to understand these things these days. Um, I'll give you a bit of a blurb, on this. This whiskey is the result of a collaboration between advanced AI technology and human craftsmanship. So there you go. Uh, the first such whiskey in the world. The recipe is based on our most appreciated whiskies to date, identified and developed by Fourkind using artificial intelligence. Mackmyra hasn't had 70 million different whiskies out. So, again, each stage in the process is very much marked by craftsmanship and a human touch. As always, the new make is made from Swedish ingredients cut by hand in the distillery with close guidance from our master blender, Angela Dorazzo. So there you go. So this is intelligence 0.1. This is the first incarnation of this. There are still bottles of this to be had, but they've moved on a little bit. Maybe they've upgraded, put a bit of new software into Microsoft Azure, ChatGPT, whatever you call them. A little bit of a pour. Now this is 46.1% alcohol. Bit of a straight. I don't know why they would make it 46.1. Normally just it'll be down to 46, but anyway, we'll see. Now, there's lots of people worried about artificial intelligence. Is it going to steal my job? Well, um, there's always the brew, there's always the dole. No, there's always, I don't know. Is it going to steal my job? Possibly. Um, I don't really work all that hard anyway. But I don't think computers will ever overtake people in terms of it interaction. There'll always be people who just say, "Don't want to talk to robots." But is this going to be more um, Terminator or Metal Mickey? You know, do you know what I mean? Artificially intelligent Metal Mickey robot esque stuff, or is it going to be more um, going to take over the world and kill us? Um, I don't know. Do you remember Deep Blue, the computer that beat Garry Kasparov at chess? Kasparov was really, really, really annoyed by this because he said, and rightly or wrongly, I've never really found out the entire truth of what happened there. But the computer was really only responding to what grandmasters of chess were doing. So, as far as I'm aware, they only Kasparov was beaten by a computer assisted by humans. But then, as artificial intelligence got better and better, I mean, the computers just blow away grandmasters these days because it's just huge numbers of calculations. Um, but this is slightly different. This is using data points and data sets, and essentially a computer is still just a calculator, but there's a lot more going on here. They can do it at such a level now, and what they do is I did a lecture with a guy called Barry Devereux, Dr. Barry Devereux, a few years ago. It was freaky how good it was. Um, what he said was, rather than just bulk doing calculations, they are able to do little bits and pieces and delegate bits and things, and each of them does their own thing, and but they overlap, and so you have this greater than the sum of their parts. So yeah, it's the AI stuff is incredible. One of the things he said that night, by the way, was that a third of all the people working in the artificial intelligence field think that AI is either going to be extremely detrimental or detrimental to humankind. And I said, "It's not near time you stopped." And he went, "A bit late." Really nice guy. Really nice guy. Anyway, enough. I digress. On the nose, fruity, sweet, with an element of smoke. Now there is peat in this. I'm led to believe, um, but again, it's done in a way that is in balance to the sweetness. And what it basically is doing is you've got the sweet honey sort of element to it, and on the bottom you've got that smoke, and they just sort of pull each other down in a good way. It's trying to be refined. It's trying to be complex, and it kind of works. Kind of works. I would have to sit with it a little bit longer. On the nose, tinned pears, tinned peaches, but it kind of feels tinny. I'm not casting aspersions if you happen to be the Terminator. Don't be killing me. Just checking to make sure it's not got some weapon behind it. But no, sort of fruit scone notes to it there now. Yeah, kind of slightly baked goods. Fruit, sultanas maybe, canned peaches, canned pears, fruitiness, but not necessarily the best fruit I've ever nosed in my life. Doesn't kind of has a little bit stale, if you like, a little bit off. Um, I think the smoke really adds quite a lot to this. In that, if it wasn't there, there wouldn't be that much complexity to this. It would just be sort of generic fruit, which is probably not good enough, really. I think the smoke element of it actually adds to it and lifts this as well. It lifts the sweety fruit notes. If it wasn't there, this would probably fall flat really quite easily. The bread, the bready note, that scony note that comes in, the sultana bready thing, that actually quite pleasant too. Anyway, right on the palate. Mm. Smoke element really helps this. Adds so much to it. The fruit that's coming in is a bit more pronounced. It's a bit fresher, a bit livelier, and it's delivered in a really nice way. Reasonable mouthfeel. The mouthfeel element to this is a little bit oily, with certainly that oiliness helps. I have to say it is well blended. Uh, for what they're probably aiming for, it's very well blended. Um, is this what customers want? Because customers buy huge volumes of stuff that doesn't really taste of anything, so it's kind of hard to. You have to pick out your demographic to point what you want to achieve, um, which kind of in some ways makes the AI bit redundant. It's a bit gimmicky, if I'm honest. What I mean by that is that blenders have a huge job to do. There's so much to it. All the spreadsheets and data points and blah, 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 blah. So a computer to assist in that, brilliant. But uh, it's always going to come down to a blender's personal choice. And when I say that, I mean that in a good way. I think the AI can certainly help, but it's never going to know. There's no accounting for what people buy. I mean, let's be honest. The likes of your Johnny Walker Red Label sells more than all the Irish whiskey in the world. Um, if they don't, it's probably not that far away. Um, and Johnny Walker Red Label doesn't really taste of anything, but it's not offensive. So that's what people like to drink. It's cheap, not offensive, um, and available. So how do you get the Terminator or Metal Mickey to understand that? So what's this actually like? Mm, slight spiciness at 46.1. It doesn't taste like 46.1%. It tastes a little bit sharper than that. Not necessarily saying that's a bad thing. Here comes my wee Whisky boy. Put in a drop of water. I like this. This is a nice wee thing. Um, Morgan Mindy, Mork, uh, Robin Williams, Nano. Did he do that? I can't remember. He used to say all these things. It was a funny show when I was growing up. And it looks like the wee egg from Morgan Mindy. Wee touch of water. Um, Probably better without it, if I'm honest. It's a bit hit and miss. It's well blended. It's tasty enough. I wouldn't necessarily say it was particularly special. Um, if I had to mark it, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I bought this. I think it was £50, something like that, for a bottle of that. Really reasonably good value for money. But there's lots of stuff about this that I'm not that keen on, and there's always this threat that artificially intelligent robots are going to take over the world. The artificial intelligent robots that done this aren't going to take over the world. They might be able to cut your grass or produce a whiskey or whatever. Um, it's a bit of a gimmick. It's quite a nice thing to have if you and your mates are sitting about round, if you're wanting to do a whiskey and have a bit of a chat and a conversation out of whiskey. This ticks all the boxes. Pick yourself up a bottle, because Mackmyra, it's a Swedish company, have been doing fantastic things. I mean, really, really good things, innovative, impressive, and experimental. What I like about Mackmyra, and this is a decent whiskey. It's not going to blow you away, I don't think, but it is possibly an insight into how production is going to happen in the future, because lots of people know about the distillery and they meet the distiller and they see the big shiny stills. The blender's job is a bit of a different thing. You always see the blender doing the classic picture, but let's be honest, a lot of them it's a science, science that's artistic. And they're sitting doing spreadsheets and going through and worrying this and that and blah 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 until they have it in their head. They can use all this without us ever knowing, and it's not going to take away from the mystery and the magic of whiskey blending. We'll not even know. But it's nice these guys have set this out. Bit gimmicky, whiskey's okay, and probably well worth having a look at. But anyway, I give it 7 out of 10. If you've tried it, post something in the comments below, let me know, and hit the subscribe button, please. And take care, and I'll see you soon. I'll do a blender pose.